Well, as the world continues to slowly open back up, there may be certain situations that you may find that you may need a lawyer, may need to ask the advice, legal advice. Well, joining us this morning, we're happy to say from Shrader Law Group is Brian Shrader. Good morning.
Good morning, Carly. How are you?
Good, good. This is interesting, these topics that we're going to talk about, because I do think it is, as I mentioned, as the world kind of opens back up, as we get back to, slowly or back to our normal lives and we're on the roads more. Talk about a couple of these areas that you think that it's going to start to maybe increase where we maybe need legal advice.
Sure. We're definitely seeing trends in the legal markets. And one of the things we're seeing is more cars on the road means more car accidents again. We saw a bit of a dip. And it's important to remember, if you're in a car accident, stay calm, check for injuries. If you're unable to move, go ahead and call 911 from where you're at, or have someone else call 911. Assess the situation. Make sure you're in a safe place. It's not a good idea to stand in the middle of 275 after a car accident. Make sure you get somewhere safe. Get the other driver's insurance card, driver's license. Take a picture of them so they can't deny that it was them driving, and make sure to document everything. Always call the police. The police are going to generate a report. That report is going to be extremely important when you take everything to the insurance company. And most importantly, call an attorney. We've been through this before. We can help people through the process, not just with the insurance companies, but also helping them find the right type of treatment for their injuries and holding your hand through a process that's intentionally designed not to be user-friendly.
Well, that's what I was going to ask, what type of law you cover, because we were also going to mention, of course, people hurting financially right now and may seek advice that way.
Sure. We have a lot of people who were downsized or lost their job during the pandemic. And what's important is if the bill collectors start calling, you should know you have rights. And a lot of people aren't familiar with the law. It's the Florida Consumer Collection Practices Act, and it dictates what bill collectors can do when they call you. And all you have to do is tell them, I can't afford to pay you. Stop calling me. And if they call you after that, you need to call an attorney. That attorney will be able to use the law to pursue them. Usually the bill collector will end up paying you. We can get your debt forgiven. We can do all of this with the bill collector paying our legal fees. We can usually clean up your credit report. And so it's a win-win for the consumer, because all of these bill collectors generally break the law on a regular basis. It's just that people don't know that they have rights. So if you're getting calls from debt collectors, call an attorney right away. And that attorney can help you set things up so that you can be successful in this situation.
And your office also covers arrests as well?
We do. We represent those who've been accused of crimes. And the crimes we're seeing an uptick in, again, like we talked about, would be something like a DUI. We saw definitely a dip during the pandemic because people weren't going out and weren't drinking in bars, but we're seeing more of that. What we're also seeing in relation to the financial distress people under is an uptick in domestic violence cases. People have a lot of stress at home. And it's important. If you're a victim of domestic violence, get out. Get help. If you don't know where to get help, call my office. We will help you. But if you've been accused of domestic violence, you need an attorney. Prosecutors treat these cases very differently from other crimes because of the close relationship of the accused and the alleged victim. Because of the stresses they have, they believe that there's always a chance that the violence could escalate. And so they're very, very tough in these cases. And even if a victim later recants or says she doesn't want to go forward with prosecution, prosecutors will generally still proceed with the case anyway. And so you're going to need an attorney to be your mouthpiece, even if you're a victim who regrets calling the police. You're going to need an attorney to get in there and explain that to the prosecutor and stand in the way of the prosecution so that things don't spiral out of control.
Yeah, well, we've been showing your website, the number to call. I'd imagine it's as easy as that. You'll just never regret, I think, making that phone call and at least asking the questions, correct?
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for your time this morning. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you. Take care.